Today, I am joined by JA volunteers Melissa Dembow and Colleen McCracken. Both have recently completed a Beam In volunteer experience. We will spend the next few minutes talking about how it went. Colleen, I will start with you. So our first question is, what did you like about the Beam In experience?
Thanks, Jill. First of all, the opportunity to not have to drive to the school. So literally, you can be on your, ready to be on your computer and ready to go with the class almost immediately. So that obviously is a great plus. It allows you also to pretty much teach in any class, right? So you're limited to your geographic area often. This allows us to have access to some of the schools that maybe normally we wouldn't have the opportunity to. I also will say that the materials that JA prepares are absolutely phenomenal in terms of preparing you for the class. And so, I love that I could still see the kiddos, even though they were, through the computer, but it was a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it to anyone who has volunteered in the past. It's a great way to really reach these students at a time when we can't be in the classroom.
Awesome. Great. Thanks, Colleen. Melissa, did you have anything that you wanted to add to that question?
No, I agree with what Colleen had to say. It is great fun. The kids are phenomenal with the technology, and I say jump right in and teach a class.
Great. So Melissa, the next one is for you. How did you prepare for your Beam In or virtual lessons?
Well, thanks, Jill. I think that you need to be ready to prepare a little bit longer than you would in person, because there are some technology hurdles that you may have to overcome. So I worked with my IT department because I had some firewall issues, and I got all the paperwork downloaded, so it was right on my desktop. I worked with the teacher to make sure that we were on the same page, and she was fully supportive through the whole situation with different kids. And you might not know their name because they don't have the name tag in front of them. It might say the Dembow family, and you're not sure which child you have in front of you. So the teacher is very helpful. And I say definitely take you and Jenna up on having a training session and working through anything you may have questions on, and do a test run before that first class. Definitely do a test run, but it will all go smoothly, I guarantee.
Great. Thanks, Melissa. Colleen, anything you want to share for your prepare experience?
I think I would just echo what Melissa said about having a good relationship with the teacher and making sure you talk about the class and the expectations. I think one of the things that is helpful to know is how close are the students to the screen. Will you be able to see their faces? So I think it's important, as Melissa stated, to do a test run. The prep for me was really going through the materials ahead of time and sort of being ready to, for whatever comes your way. And I mean, I have to be honest, I had a really positive experience. There was very little challenges that I faced in the process. So, so it was great. And but I do think getting together with the teacher ahead of time and making sure there's common understanding there is very helpful.
Excellent. Great. So last question, Colleen, we'll start with you. Any other advice that you would give to a volunteer that may be on the fence, not quite sure if they can do this type of experience, unsure of technology? Any advice that you would give someone about your experience?
Sure. One thing I would say is that, the students are so used to this type of educating right now. So are the teachers. So, at the point in time when you'd be going and doing the volunteering, they're already used to the online learning element. So I think that's really, really helpful. I mean, I'm happy to say that, my third graders were paying attention. They were excited about it. There's a lot of videos involved. And of course, that for them was, fun. So I guess I would just say, preparing, making sure you're ready. If something happens, what will you do? And really making that connection with the teacher ahead of time.
Yeah, that's great feedback. Thank you very much, Colleen. Melissa, what would you add? I know you do some fun things.
Well, I like to make it a fun experience, and depending on the age group, I send a little goodie bag to the teacher ahead of time with either chapsticks or some $100 bill pencils that we have, or erasers, and some branded materials from the company I work for. But I set the stage in the beginning of the class, and I had a really fun experience with some second graders that most of them were home because that was their remote learning day, the day I taught. And I said, if you're really good and we have a few minutes at the end, you can show me your pet next time. So they came that next Friday and they were ready. They were good. They were engaged. And then we went around the room, around the Zoom meeting, and they brought their dog or their cat, and they were so excited to show that. So I like to make it personal and have a really good time with the kids. I just find that so rewarding.
Great. Well, I want to thank you both for your time today and for sharing your experience, and looking forward to answering any questions that come our way in the future. As Colleen and Melissa said, Junior Achievement does provide the content and the training. So we would love to work with you.